A secret that promised freedom became a death sentence. This is the story of a 19-year-old Indian student whose online romance with a wealthy stranger in New York turned into fatal betrayal. When Priya arrived in the United States to pursue her dreams, she carried hope, ambition, and a small suitcase of family prayers. Within months, she was swept into a world of late-night calls, designer gifts, and a man who seemed to offer everything she lacked: attention, access, and money. What began as flattering messages and lavish gestures evolved into a secret affair with a man twice her age, a relationship Priya kept from friends and family out of shame and fear. This documentary unravels how emotional manipulation and transactional love can obscure warning signs. We trace the steps from flirtatious DMs to private meetings in Manhattan hotels, exploring how the sugar daddy dynamic created power imbalances that left Priya isolated. Interviews with classmates, neighbors, and campus counselors reveal how easily loneliness and ambition can be exploited by predators who use charm as camouflage. Through expert testimony from psychologists and online safety advocates, we explain common grooming tactics: grooming that normalizes secrecy, gifts that buy silence, and control dressed up as generosity. The film also examines cultural pressures, the stigma surrounding romance outside family expectations, and the intense pressure on international students to succeed, factors that shaped Priya's choices and her reluctance to seek help. The investigation digs into the last days of Priya's life: a final message thread, a late-night pickup, and a missing timeline reconstructed from CCTV, phone records, and witness accounts. We follow police fragments and the painstaking work of detectives who piece together digital breadcrumbs to identify a suspect. The story raises urgent questions about consent, coercion, and culpability when money, power, and secret desire collide. But this is more than a true crime chronicle. It is an examination of systemic vulnerabilities, visa precarity, mental health gaps, and the shadow economy of paid relationships that thrive behind curated social feeds. Family members share raw grief and the cultural fallout back home, confronting both anger and heartbreak as they grapple with unanswered questions. The documentary closes with practical takeaways: how to spot manipulative relationships, resources for students in crisis, and steps universities can take to protect vulnerable learners. It's a call to conversation about safe online practices, about creating non-judgmental support networks, and about ensuring that no one feels so isolated they choose secrecy over safety. Trigger warning: this episode includes discussion of violence, emotional abuse, and loss. Viewer discretion advised. Join us as we uncover the truth, honor a life taken too soon, and demand accountability in a system that often lets the most vulnerable slip through the cracks. If you or someone you know is in an exploitative relationship, reach out to campus support services, local crisis hotlines, or trusted friends. Share this episode to raise awareness. Together, we can build safer communities and protect students from predatory harm.